Section 3. You will hear two students named Mona and Ted talking about a presentation on design development. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Ted, you've looked at my presentation, haven't you? What do you think of it?
Hey, Mona. Yes, I have. Before giving you some advice, I have a question. Why didn't you write about the development of design and its influence, or connection with social advancement, or even art movement? In my opinion, this direction would have more significance.
Actually, I just want to focus on the history of design. I'm particularly interested in its history from the 1800s. That's why I wrote about it.
I see. It could save some effort.
Not really. I've covered different areas of design, such as building, clothing, and products. It's a lot of work.
Right. Is it because you want to give a comprehensive talk?
To be honest, I was worried about my teacher's reaction. If I only talk about one area, she might think I've been lazy.
You know what? Even though it's okay to talk about different aspects, I think the topic is too broad. It would be hard for the listeners to focus on any specific area.
Um, you are right. I only have about 45 minutes for the talk. Maybe I should narrow the range.
That would be much better. And you can use computer technology to assist you in your presentation, like using the CAD or other computer software.
I'm not sure. Although computer technology can improve the visual effects of my presentation, I'd rather use the traditional way since I'm talking about the history of design. I guess traditional media is more affected by computers rather than designing industry.
That makes sense. You could do it your own way. As for the content, you mentioned purism, and you said it can save people's effort. I don't really agree with that. I think it's not really easy to achieve. On the other hand, I do think it's important to apply this concept in architecture. I mean, the buildings should look simple and elegant.
That's a good point. Ted, what do you think I should do to further improve my talk?
Well, I think you have read enough books about it. So, it's not the theories that you lack. Why don't you visit the Design Museum in the north of the city? One of my friends went there last month, and he said it was worth it. I'm sure it can give you some inspiration.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
How do you usually prepare for a presentation? You have done it many times, right?
You can say that. When I prepare for a presentation, I would first try to come up with an introduction telling the audience what my topic is. It's very important to grasp people's attention and let them know what you want to talk about.
Okay, I think so. A good beginning can mean everything.
Exactly. Maybe you could use a story to start. Step 2, I would research deeper into the topic and give the audience something new.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on. I always try to look for more related information online. I want them to learn something from my presentation.
Since you work so hard, they will like it. I noticed that you use a lot of pictures in your slides. What I would do is put a statement under each picture so the audience would know what exactly the pictures are about.
I just thought it would be more impressive to use only pictures. All right, I will add that.
In the next step, you should try illustrating slide by slide. Each slide should only contain one thought or idea, so all of these thoughts will link together in your illustration.
This step would need a lot of practice.
Exactly. A lot of practice is needed before you stand in front of the real audience. There's one final step you should not forget. I suggest you prepare some text handouts with important details.
What are they for?
The audience can reflect on what you talk about in and after your presentation.
I've never thought about that. Thank you so much. Ted, you're a great help.
No problem, Mona.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.